You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Monday the 10th of February 2025. You're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. And I've had a really unproductive day today. I've achieved almost nothing. I think because I did quite well yesterday and then didn't go to bed at a sensible time. And then when I did go to bed, it took me a long time to get to sleep. And what I'm trying not to do is get into the habit I sometimes get into on my days off of these encroaching later nights. So you end up going to bed later and getting up early. So I made myself get up at 8 o'clock. And that didn't help because I think I had 4.5 hours sleep. So I've been sort of running on empty most of the day. And in terms of creativeness, that's just, nothing's happened. So, but then you know what's first completely rubbish day I've had, and it wasn't a rubbish day. I've had a bit of a lazy day. I watched. I'm rewatching Twin Peaks since David Lynch died. It's got to the weird bit now where it doesn't seem to know what it's doing. So, the first sort of 15 episodes are about the murder of Laura Palmer. That's what the linchpin of the show is. And then when they resolve that, the episodes after that, it's just sort of floundering around. And I can see now, knowing the whole story, I can see it is setting up the next sort of major bit of the storyline. The problem was, it's only in hindsight. I remember when I first watched it, I just felt the episodes were just terrible. Having seen them, now I'm going back and seeing, I can see what they're doing now, but it wasn't enough. You know, it didn't keep people interested, and the show ended up getting cancelled. So I've watched a bit of that today. What else have I done? I have done a little bit of thinking about Empress. I mean, I haven't done absolutely nothing with it. I've been kind of working on what scenes I need to write next. I've just never actually found the energy to write them. But the next scene basically is going to be Ronnie taken into recuperation suite, and Adrian comes to see her, and that's when she finds out that he actually was taken out of hibernation several months ago. He was actually taken on the original team to go and get everybody out of the hibernation trees around the country. So everybody should have been up in the Cairngorms, but because of the way things panned out, they weren't. So they've been getting the key figures, the key farmers, and the people that they need to get infrastructure into place out of the hibernation trees around the country. And Adrian's taken part in that, and he's changed a little bit. So he's not the army boy anymore. His hair's grown a bit. He's been doing quite a lot of manual labour, and so he's less of a straight line. He's a little bit more muscly, and Ronnie doesn't disapprove of any of these things. So I'm looking forward to writing the moment where I think she's going to worry about telling him she's pregnant, and maybe doesn't do it straight away. But anyway, so I've been kind of thinking about what that next scene's going to look like, and hopefully I'll write it tomorrow. What else have I done today? Well, tomorrow I've got some blinds being fitted around the house. So, I say around the house, 3. 2 in the kitchen and 1 decent one in the bathroom. I actually wanted a blackout blind for what is currently the spare bedroom, but will eventually be my bedroom. But they didn't have them, so I might have to go into Hillary's blinds. Well, I'll have to see, because this place that's supplying them says they're looking at getting these blackout blinds this year, but I'm quite impatient. I'm quite impatient, and at the same time doing bugger all. It's quite an interesting combination. So I've got my blinds and bits and pieces. I've done a little bit of cleaning around the house, so there's been blinds fitted to the back door, so I've cleaned, because it's got dirty finger marks and bits and pieces. So I've given the back door a good clean, and got it nice so that when they put the blind on, it'll actually do its job. So I've done that. I've got some washing to do, because I'm going to Singapore on, what day are we now? Going to Singapore on Thursday, although I'm meeting a friend in London on Wednesday as well. So there's a few bits I'm doing. But hey, I'm not going to have trouble keeping this one to 6 minutes. I'm going to have trouble getting it to 6 minutes. Mind you, I've only got another sort of 80 seconds to go. When I say 6 minutes, I record 6 minutes of me talking once I've added the credits and bits and pieces in the beginning and the end. It's more like 6 minutes 50. But hey, explaining that killed another 10 seconds, so that was good. Oh, and the other thing I thought I'd mention is T.G. Campbell has actually announced a date for the next book in the Bow Street Society mystery series. The Case of the Fatal Flaw is now being released on the 28th of February. I believe if you go onto Amazon, both UK and US, the ebook is already available to pre-order. And I can, and when she's had the proof back of the paperback and signed all that off, then that should be available to pre-order before that date as well. So that's really cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, hopefully, as long as the date doesn't change for any reason, I'm going to have a little chat with her on release day. Of course, it's the 7th book in the series, so for those of you who haven't read it but think you might like to read about or read some 1896 sort of Victorian detective fiction, go to bowstreetsociety.com where you can read up all about it, or order the first book, The Case of the Curious Client, from Amazon, both UK and US. So yes, I shall talk to Tani on the 28th, assuming that's the date it does actually come out. Yes, we'll talk to her about it on that day. Anyway, thank you for listening. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully having had a slightly more productive day. Take care. Bye-bye. You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.